have Rob try this one. This one's a Serrano.
Okay.
Ooh, I
This
wish
is
I
that
had
aqua
it.
blue. This is that one that from the picture that he was.
I might have to
Okay.
give my girls a taste of this. They have their testing for their orange belt tomorrow.
Oh, there you go.
Yeah, the karate testing. Might have to have them take a swig of this.
Just have them drink those tomorrow.
Ooh, this one hits the roof of your mouth.
Oh,
You know what I
taste
mean?
it? Do you taste the spice in it? It'll probably build a little bit.
This one's interesting. It kind of hits in your mouth. Am I right?
It bounces
Is it the
around.
spiciness that hits in your mouth, or is it the citrus that hits in your mouth?
It feels like the bottom of my mouth is the juice, but then the top is the kind
Oh
of
my
the meat
god,
of the,
you're the worst at these. Come on, man. No, I'd be the same way. I'd be like, this makes me happy. I did that one time, like in elementary school. They had like Crest toothpaste came out and was like, we're gonna give you $10 if you make this commercial, whatever it was.
Well,
And so it was like a screen test, so they had all the kids,
Yeah.
you know, whatever. And so it was my turn, and they're like, "How does the toothpaste make you feel?" I'm like, "It makes me happy." And they're like, "Next." Yeah, no, they were like, "Next."
no,
And it was like
no.
this nerdy girl that got it, and she was on TV. But I was like, "Motherfucker!" Like, I don't know.
No,
I hate
honest,
brushing my teeth.
You know what hits the roof of your mouth? It's the ginger.
Oh,
Okay.
is there ginger
You
in that
ever
one?
you ever go to See, I knew it.
So
Good
it's
call.
got
I already saved
the
it.
pineapple, serranos, apple, ginger, and lemon.
You ever go to a
Okay.
sushi place and
Yeah.
get a little ginger and
Ooh.
wasabi? The ginger hits the top.
Yeah, ginger is a great.
see what
I
I'm
love
saying?
ginger. Yeah, especially
Yeah,
in
I
sushi.
try to add ginger to everything that I feel is going to taste right.
This is almost as spicy as the spice. What was the other spicy one?
Habanero?
That's almost equivalent, I
Oh,
think.
the fire right there.
Well, the serrano's not as spicy, right? Habanero is definitely spicier.
Yeah, habanero's got the higher.
Whatever that.
Yeah, it's a little spicier, but it just depends on
Yeah.
how many you put in there too.
This one has more rooftop action.
Yeah, I like it. I'm creating a new description. If you like your rooftop tingled, buy this one.
Yeah. That was good.
Easily I approach the fifth of him because there ain't no joke.
Drink Tokens episode number 19. I can't believe it.
Woohoo!
One more to 20. People have been listening to us.
Yeah.
All right, we got the juice man here. Go ahead and introduce yourself.
Hey, I'm Fredo from Pressed by Fredo. Just want to thank Rob and Marcos for letting me come by tonight and do the podcast.
Sweet.
Yeah.
I'm glad you're here. And who doesn't like juice? I'm
Yeah.
a juice fanatic. I love juice. So tell us a little bit about what your endeavor is and your business and how you got started, if you don't mind.
Yeah, that's a good one.
So I started a small business selling cold pressed juices. A year ago, I was diagnosed with type 2 diabetes. I had some kidney issues, liver issues,
Wow.
cholesterol, and it was one of those things where you had no idea, right? And so you end up going to the doctor,
Yeah.
and they say, "Hey, you're sick." So went to the doctor. They gave me 5 different kind of medications, and I said, "I don't want this to be my life."
Yeah.
So I looked up some natural remedies, something that'll kind of cleanse, heal my body, and I turned to juicing.
Mm.
So I found on Facebook and Instagram, there's a gentleman by the name of, he goes by Medical Medium. I don't know if you guys heard of him, but his books are phenomenal. Talks all about natural healing. So I kind of got some information from there and started putting some ingredients together. And there lied my healing.
Mm. How long ago was this?
I was diagnosed in July of 2020.
So not that long ago.
Wow.
Not that long ago.
Almost an anniversary.
Yeah, it's almost an anniversary. Yeah, in a few weeks.
And there was a pandemic. That was like the height of the pandemic.
Yeah. At first, I thought I was just stressed. I was tired, lethargic, weak, and I just had no energy. And of course, we don't listen to our bodies, right?
Yeah.
It's like, it's normal.
Yeah.
But I listened to my body, and that's when they said, "Hey, this is what's going on." A couple of trips to the ER kind of woke me up a little bit and said, "Okay, gotta make some changes." So I was 254 pounds back then. I've lost 70 pounds since.
Wow.
So between juicing, exercise, and healthy eating, there I am.
Yeah.
So success
So far. The main thing is keeping it off, right?
Yeah.
Gain some weight, lose some weight, but then you gain more back and you don't keep it up. So
That's tough.
I started the business to help others like myself, to find ways to better themselves, heal themselves, put more fruits and vegetables into themselves. And at the same time, just share it with everybody. When I first started, I started just taking them to work. And my coworkers are like, "Oh man, these are great. You should start selling them." I'm like, I wouldn't even know where to begin. Right? So, got some ideas together, and I saw myself and like, wow, between July to November, my diabetes went down by almost half.
Wow.
My A1C in July was about almost 11. When I went to the doctor again in November, it was about 5.6. That's a huge difference. So then I said, okay, it's working. Right? So started selling to my coworkers, and then kind of just started at Instagram and said, "Oh, let's see what happens."
Yeah, that's crazy.
So far, it's been great. Just been really busy, with the pandemic. And it's great. I started with 5 flavors, healthy ones to kind of get out there, and now I have about 13 or 14 different flavors, varieties.
And this stuff's big right now. The whole press.
The whole cold
thing,
press
right?
juicing is, it's healthy. It's huge. This is a market that I would never thought to even tap into before.
So when you made the so let's I guess start kind of towards the beginning. So when you made the decision to change your diet to juicing, what was that sort of approach to, okay, there's 3, for most people 3 meals a day and maybe snacking, and then how does the juice sort of start to replace meals or be strategic in how to start intaking juice like that?
Well, so what I did is my doctors had me see a nutritionist. So I kind of learned a lot from seeing a nutritionist, to give me a game plan of what I can eat, what I can't eat, how much I have to eat, things like that. So I was like, I can't eat anything of what I used to like to eat, right? Especially now being diabetic, rice, pasta. So I was like, okay, what can I do? So I kind of incorporated whatever I could eat in the beginning and moderated a little bit of, okay, I can have a little bit of this, a little bit of that, and just turned it into a juice. So like for me, since I had kidney issues and liver issues, I created what I call a hearty red, which is watermelon, beets, beets are really good for that. Lemon, ginger, green apple, cucumber.
Dang, that sounds good.
And I also added mint to get that nice little refreshing taste at the end.
Yeah.
So, I played around with a lot of different varieties of flavors and fruits and vegetables. And of course, the quantities, you could get a little bit of each. You're not getting all of them at once.
Right.
So you're not getting all the sugar all at once. And there's no water added, no preservatives, and no additional sugar. It's just the fruits and vegetables.
Well, real quick, what does it mean to be pressed? I see that a lot. So what is pressed?
The reason I named this one pressed is because it's cold pressed, where you have the machine and it just literally presses the fruits and vegetables down and just squeezes the juice out.
What machine are you talking about?
It's a
dummy like me. What do you mean by machine?
There's your regular juicer, which is called like a centrifugal juicer. That one kind of, you put the fruit in, it heats it up, it chops it, and then it spits out the juice.
Okay.
Right? And
like one you can buy.
The one you can buy.
Yeah.
And you can also buy the cold press juicers, juicers as well. The difference is from the cold press juicer is you have, so let's say, I'll take this for example. Right?
If you don't mind, show the product too.
It's got some pure.
Hold on. Okay, all right. I thought you were had a juice.
We'll take the
okay,
all right. So you put the fruits and vegetables in there. And what it does is just presses it down.
Okay.
So there's no heat in there. There's nothing like that.
Oh, it's not blending.
It's not
chopping it up.
It's not chopping it up or heating it up.
It's
just kind of crushing it together.
Yeah.
So you're getting nothing but juice.
Got it.
And the other ones, you put it in there and it has to chop it up, it has to heat it up, and then it spits it out.
Yeah.
So
press. Huh? I'm learning, Marcos here.
Yeah.
Pressed.
So this is this is called black. This is really popular. I created this one because It's really good for hangovers. Just putting it out there, right?
We might need that.
It's got.
How did you know? Jeez, wow.
So I had to research, right? So I went online. Okay, what's good for what? So active charcoal is really good for hangovers.
Yeah.
Detoxing your body from toxins.
Wow.
Yeah.
Deodorants. Anything that's into that bad. Active charcoal is really good for. So
that's going to be good for our crowd.
That's good for Saturday nights, right? Saturday nights. Next morning you wake up. So I brought a few samples here, so I can have Rob try them out, and if he likes them. So I got Fire, which I started creating some spicy ones. So this is a mango habanero.
Ooh.
Very, very popular as well.
Let's try that right now. I gotta try that.
Oh, all right.
Mango habanero.
Habanero.
Hit me.
And do you recommend mixing these with like tequilas and vodkas, or is that a little bit out of your purview?
I've heard that some of them work really well as mixers.
Okay.
So like there's
this one has a bite at the end.
It's got a bite, huh? Yeah. So like there's a yellow, which I call immune yellow. That one I heard it goes really well with like tequila and vodka. This pink also goes really good as a mixer. It's a strawberry, watermelon, and mint.
That one sounds so good. Yeah.
Margaritas I heard goes really well. So there's a lot of healthy benefits that you get when you mix them in with alcohol as well.
There you go.
But we're focused on the health today.
Right. That's what I've heard. Personally,
yeah.
We've heard.
Yeah.
I like that.
So you gotta like you talked to a nutritionist, you got the facts, you read some books, and then you started to produce and share it with other people. And now the business side, you're is it just through Instagram, or are you in stores, or it's just like you're slowly grinding up to that?
Yeah, I'm grinding up to that right now. It's just through Instagram. Funny that you mentioned that. So we were at an event earlier today, and I met a couple of businesses that would like me to put the product in their stores.
Oh, cool.
So yeah, and I was like, oh, wow, I'm not even ready for that yet, right? I'm still small.
So, I mean, who's helping you now? Is it just you?
Just family, just family that's doing it.
Wow.
So it's we actually, my son, my wife, and my little one, he helps out too. Mm-hmm. So it's just us right now. Yeah. That's why I'm not ready for that.
Yeah, it could be overwhelming.
To the next step. Plus, we both have full-time jobs. This is something that we started on the side just because we wanted to share with everyone else.
Yeah.
Right.
So, interesting. Yeah, that's nice.
Yeah, I know. I mean, I don't know too much. The thing with me is like I always forget like what the combinations are. But my wife works for a food delivery company, and they had offerings with I think cold pressed juices before. So when we would get them, we would be all about that. Like pound them, and then that would be the first thing that we would have, and then all the rest of the food would be like like if it's too long with that, but we love it. And then like you go on vacation somewhere, like juice is a big part. Like you go to like Mexico and you go to like a resort or something, that's like one of the things you get, like a cactus kind of thing with other kind of juices like that. So I mean, I think a lot of people have had them, but then to make it a part of your regular diet is like the thing I think a lot of people need to kind of like be aware of and kind of get some education on that and kind of incorporate that, because I think
and they should, because I mean I make it part of my regular diet every day ever since I started doing it. So in the beginning I would incorporate it with meals to get what I needed from it, the vitamins and minerals, and then as I progressed I started taking it as a meal replacement. Mm-hmm. So I drink.
That's what I was going to ask. Like, do you do this breakfast, lunch, and dinner? Or do you just space it out? How do you drink?
So there's days where I'll do it just straight juice, and then there's days where I would just incorporate it as a meal. So like I'll do for breakfast, I'll do a green, because it's always good to get the greens in the inside of me first thing in the morning. For a snack or for lunch, I'll have a hearty red or a power orange, just something. Because since I make so many different ones, I kind of just pick and choose what I want to do for the day. Yeah. And then I only have one meal, which would be dinner. But I will snack in between, because again, I'm getting all my nutrients from the juices. Yeah. So I'll snack here and there, banana or something, just to kind of keep me going. Yeah. And I don't feel weak. I don't feel tired by not eating. At first, of course, your body's like, "What are you doing to me?" Right? It's like, where's my food? Right? Where's my food? But after that, you get used to it, and I think that's what has been helping me keep my weight off, feel energetic. With my working full time, and then this on the side. hardly sleep.
Yeah.
So, but I feel great.
I can imagine.
You know,
So when you dropped all that weight, were you just solely juicing?
I was incorporating juicing with, you know, working out and changing my diet.
Yeah.
So those three things together just had me drop.
Wow.
And then to continue to keep it off, this is why I started incorporating the juices as my diet. So that way I don't have to gain all that weight back.
Yeah. Like me, I'm a yo-yo, man. I'll lose, I'll gain.
Before I was like that too.
It's tough. Like I've done keto and whatever you want to call it, no carbs, I'll drop it, but then 3 months later, it's just like a balloon.
More, right? Yeah.
I mean,
that was me in the past. So for me, when I found out I was sick, I didn't think I was sick. I was comfortable.
Yeah.
Right. But then turned out I seen my before and after. I was like, oh damn.
Yeah.
But I was comfortable, right? I mean,
you're fitting on rides better.
Now I haven't gone to a theme park yet, but before I was like,
that's my problem, man. That's how I know I have a problem. I'm barely fitting on the beat.
Yeah, they're like, you know sir, I mean? You got to go on the big kids ride.
I'm on the first click.
It's a
notch.
It's
like,
a heavy
open when I go up.
Yeah, exactly.
That's me. I'm on the first notch.
You see that dump truck over there? We'll give you a ride around the outside of the park.
He's gonna take you around.
Yeah.
He's not gonna go over upside down, just in circles.
Oh my god.
Yeah. No, but I find too, like with my diet, I guess I'm similar. Like I actually heard a podcast today where they were talking about like you don't notice like your weight until you see a picture. And then you're like, damn, like what was I thinking for like that year or 2 months or whatever, whatever time frame you have. But with it, just on the sweets, like I think our family has a sweet tooth, so it's pretty bad. But I find like if we have fruit in the house, like watermelon or something to that effect, where it's like sweet and it's kind of refreshing at the same time, that'll save us from digging into like other things we may have, just to kind of give you that kick. Because otherwise, you can get yourself in a rabbit hole where if you have a sweet tooth anyway. I mean,
looking for the ice cream.
Yeah, exactly. There's ice cream, and then you need something else later because it, like they say, sugar is like addictive like that. But when you have fruit, you're a little bit better off. So with the juices, I can imagine like you kind of satisfy that, and it's not as heavy as going toe to toe with like the freezer section or something.
Yeah, of course. And then it's refreshing, especially on a hot day, right? You drink it, you're like, oh man. Then you don't crave that extra sweetness from a cookie or an ice cream or a piece of cake or something like I would before. Like,
yeah. Sure,
oh yeah. Sure. So let's continue on the flavor thing. So you mentioned a couple flavors. One thing I noticed from your Instagram pictures, which were awesome, were the different colors. And I assume like whatever the dominant thing is, but you kind of did an awesome job of presenting those. So like figuring out so like the combination you talked about, the watermelon, the strawberry, the mint, I forget what maybe the fourth ingredient was.
So the watermelon, strawberry, mint, that's the pink one, right?
Yeah.
So that's this one here.
And so when we see, so for that one, for example, when we see the color, is that like just like mainly the watermelon and the straw? I mean, it's interesting that they're
bright.
They're all really very vivid and bright. Like there's a blue one as well that's got like a blue I don't know, is it algae or did I just read it wrong? My eyes are terrible.
So this is the aqua blue.
Okay.
So yeah, this one that does have blue algae, which again, it's good for you, right? So
where do you even get that at?
Yeah.
Online.
Look at this. Okay. Look how blue it is. And you put it with your flowers. That's a dope photo right there.
Yeah, we'll put it in post. We'll put it on post so everybody can see it. But
how does it get that blue? It looks like
it's just the
ocean right there.
Algae. Yeah, that's why I came up with the name aqua blue, because when I first made it, I was like, oh man, this looks like the water, like the ocean.
Yeah, no, it does. It does.
It sounds like a strain of weed or something. Some blue hairs.
Yeah.
And that's why this one, as you see, I call it black.
Yeah.
Because when I came out with it, I mean, it's dark, it's black.
Yeah.
Right. But you look at it, you're like, I don't know if I want to drink it. But the moment you taste it, you're like, oh, damn, this is good.
Yeah.
So that's, the name kind of goes with the way it comes out. Right. So,
but you don't have to necessarily tweak it to get to that color. It's just you figured out the ingredients to where it's going to be a black, or I mean, not that anybody needs to get caught up in that, because I mean, again, like you said, no preservatives, no water, no additives that are funky like that. It's basically the product itself, and that's what you're seeing in like all the Instagram stuff is just like that's all the natural stuff.
The color
it's pretty amazing.
Yeah. Besides the juice tasting good, I think the color, me as a marketing guy, sales guy, I think the color is what's helping you sell too, right?
Yeah.
Because it's so vibrant, right?
It's vibrant. I mean, they look at it and they're like, oh, this is really nice.
Yeah, you don't have a big cover around your
yeah, there's nothing masking the juice. It's just what you see is what you get.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
That's cool.
Like the green here. Look at that green.
Yeah, the lean green, yeah.
Yeah, that's crazy. That's wild.
And I mean, plus, you know, and out in the sun, of course, you get a little.
Is that at your house? There's some nice flowers.
Yeah, that's our backyard.
Yeah, some good flowers.
Some vines out there.
Yeah.
So you were saying how many flavors do you have now?
So I have about 14 flavors. And then we also created some shots, like ginger shots, which is really popular because, of course, that helps your immune system.
Right.
We got some what we call booster shots to help your immune system. It's got garlic, grapes. Again, we find different varieties to kind of help that. And a vitamin C shot, which is straight nothing but vitamin C in it. So it's got a lemon, bell pepper. You know, it's a little combination, and they're good.
So why shots? And I know, like, you know, like other companies have had it, and I've had those too, you know, in the process of trying different stuff. But why are they shots and not a full drink? Is it because like garlic or ginger that they're too intense, or is it
it's because it's concentrated, right? You're putting stronger amounts of those ingredients together. So to make that into let's say a whole 8 ounce, you're gonna be like, I can't drink the whole thing. Especially a ginger shot. You take it 2 ounces, it's good enough, right? Because you do a whole 8 ounce, you're gonna be scaring everybody away.
Yeah.
Oh, that makes sense. Yeah, I've seen those, but then like I don't get like the benefit of some of that stuff. So that's just more education on my part. But I have seen them, and I know people that are probably super down with it, you know, like because it's a lot easier if you're not a big, like, I don't know what it is with me. Like sometimes I think that's the reason why I may drink too many beers. But I like to drink things, right?
He likes having something in his hand.
Or just like liquid. Like if it's water, I'd rather pour myself a huge thing of water. Like I don't see the purpose of like the small water bottles. That's like not big enough for anybody. Like I'll go to the store and I'll get like the biggest 40 ounce of water, and then I'll be walking around the house like, So like that's it all day long. Yeah, but I could imagine some people like with juicing or anything, they don't like all that liquid. So like I like the idea of the shots too. Like if you're really targeting a benefit of something, then at least you got that little thing too. So that's kind of cool.
Well, as far as the shots, just because they're concentrated, that's what we made it small. But when we first started, we started with these 8 ounces. Okay. And then I had, customers that would order me like, hey, do you have a bigger size? Can you make a bigger size? So it's like, okay, we came out with the 10 ounce, which is a little bit bigger. Yeah. And then the 10 ounce wasn't big enough. They're like, can you get a bigger size? Yeah. So then we came up with 16 ounces, which is basically 2 of these put together. And those have become very popular.
What's your hottest seller? Let's get straight to it. Which one do people like?
The greens.
The greens.
The greens.
I can imagine.
They like the lean green right there, that one, and then they like the cleanse and detox, which has celery in it. Those are the 2 biggest sellers every week by far.
Now, is the detox a couple drinks or is it just one?
It's just one drink. We call it detox because the ingredients will actually help you detox your body. Celery is really, really, really good for you. It's not a really good tasting by itself. You have to get used to it. But when you mix it in with something else, it tastes a lot.
Because I saw you had some packages, right?
Yeah. So one of them is the cleanse that we call the cleanse and detox package that has the lean green and the cleanse and detox together. The other one is we call it the power orange, the power. So this one, I brought you mango, so I brought the wrong one. So the other one is what we call power orange, the immune yellow, and the ginger shot. That's the mango.
I'm gonna try the mango.
So
we gotta get you some of this, Marcos.
We gotta get you some of it. Try it out.
Yeah, it's okay.
He's mad. He's mad. I'm trying all this stuff. People bring all this food and drinks.
No, stop it. Let's not talk about it. I'm saying when the courts come after us, I didn't receive any of this stuff. So, but so let's stay on the cleanse because my wife was mentioning that the celery cleanse is the big cleanse right now, I guess, like in social. So talk to me a little bit about that. So is it like as part of the, I don't, again, it's sort of a fine line between your, you have a product, a good product, and you're pushing it based on your success. But obviously, like if you're going into nutritionists, they may be like, okay, these are the doses you should do. But like if you were to do like a cleanse, with say the celery with your I forget the name of it already, the lean green or the other one, like how often would you juice, and then like a couple times a day to kind of get those benefits of it?
So like with celery, you get what you're going to use with celery. What you want to do is 16 ounces first thing in the morning before you eat anything, at least an hour before you eat, because that absorbs. You know, your body will absorb the celery. And again, celery is good for eczema. It's good for anything that has to do with your skin, right? And anything autoimmune diseases. Like I'll give you an example. My wife has an autoimmune disease. So originally, many years ago, I juiced for her, but we had one of the old juicers that I mentioned in the beginning, right? And I started doing that for her. Just celery, pretty much that was it. And it helped her as well, kind of helped her body heal. And you know, when I got sick, I started the same celery first, and then I was like, yeah, I'm going to try other things. But celery is very important. If you really want to detox first thing in the morning, at least 16 ounces, like I said, it's not the best tasting, juice out there, but once you get used to it, it's fine. And you kind of incorporate other juices from there if you want to.
So it's kind of a science to it. You're saying you got to drink a certain one in the morning to get the benefits.
To get the benefits from what I read, right? Yeah. So I did all that. Okay, so and it makes sense. And when you take it, some people it cleans them out differently than others. So,
oh, really?
Let's just put it that way.
Yeah.
So I don't have the same effect as other people.
Yeah.
So there's a bathroom close.
Not for me. No, I'm saying I don't have that effect.
So no, but this is a great point, because sometimes I'm like, okay, well, we say cleanse. Am I gonna like sweat it out? Am I gonna fucking cry it out? But we're talking like you may go to the bathroom. And
you may
spray it out.
Well, that's what a detox is, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, you may, and you can tell what's like when you're drinking it and you're trying to cleanse your body. When you go to the bathroom, you can smell what you had inside.
Ooh.
Oh, like if you drink something,
Yeah, no, well, not the celery. I mean, you can smell how bad your body was.
Oh,
when you're letting it out, right? You're
like,
because it's cleaning you out.
Yeah.
Right? It is that, right? And then as you start juicing and you notice, like, hey, it doesn't smell, because that means your body's been cleansed from all the impurities that it had before.
Wow.
So it's a big difference. For me, I urinated out. And I don't get that other effect, but I would go to the bathroom, but like, as if I had as I was 80 years old, I'm like, oh man, I gotta go. Yeah. That's what it does for me, right? right. With the weak bladder. Yeah. But yeah, it affects everybody differently.
Oh, interesting.
How long? Okay, if you want to detox, you want to clean your shit, right? Yeah. Okay.
Rob's a shit scientist.
Because I mean, at my age, I know what I can eat, what I can't eat. I know when I'm gonna take a shit after, if I eat anything, Panda Express, whatever you name it, I know when I'm going to have to shit, right? My mother-in-law's cooking, it doesn't matter.
Yeah.
I got
10 minutes after. 10 minutes after.
Yeah. Okay. So what I'm saying is when you detox and what you're talking about, how long is it? A couple days? Is it a week? Can I narrow it down to 3 days of cleansing? What does a detox take?
So 3 days of cleansing is pretty much what you want to target, right? That's what we did the 3-day cleanse packages. Some again, you can do it longer. I have some that do for 5 days because they just want everything out of the system, right? But again, it just depends how it affects your body. What you're going to go, I'm good with 3, right? Because if you get that other effect, like I'm good with 3.
Yeah.
But if you get my effect, you're like, I can do all 5.
So I mean, not to be joking around, but you should choose maybe a weekend or a day off of work, right? Let's be real.
Yeah.
So you maybe your 2 days off. That's your 2-day cleanse. Yeah. Right.
So, and I have a customer that when she started doing it, she's like, I think I'm going to start on the weekend because of that.
Correct.
Because you don't know if it's going to give you the poops or what's it going to do. So. Yeah.
But it's definitely going to clean you out.
Yeah. It'll clean you out. Again, one way or another, whether you're sweating it out, whether you're urinating out, whether you're number 2ing it out.
Yeah.
It's going to clean you out.
Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, I mean, if we're giving advice to people, I mean, obviously we want to have them talk to, nutritionists or professionals,
of course.
But at the same time, when you get into this, plan it accordingly, right? Like I love that advice of maybe go into the week with it, and also have enough supply. So hit up Fredo to get your juice supply and make sure you can cover those few days if you want to go 3 days in, if you want to go 4 days in. So that way you can
sorry. Maybe this is a dumb
because you can't get off the toilet if you're if you can't order anymore. You can't order anymore.
Yeah. So if you're doing a 3-day cleanse, are you just doing the juice? You're saying it's just the juice.
It's just the juice, yeah.
Okay, there it is. There it is.
So, like, for me, when they say, "Hey, how do you do it? How do you take it?" I tell them how I do it. How I take it. I don't say, because I'm not a professional. I'm not a nutritionist. I'm not a doctor. But this is what works for me.
Yeah.
This is how I do it. This is how I eat.
It's like your testimony.
Pretty much.
Yeah, he's got a hell of a testimony, sure.
So yeah, because I'm not, again, I don't want to say, well, this is how you should do it because of this, but this is how I do. This is how I drink it. So this is how,
Makes sense.
Yeah.
Makes sense.
Last thing I needed someone to go, this is what you told me.
You said I was going to lose weight. I gained 2 pounds.
Eating cookies.
I know. Well,
yeah.
I may need to do that. That's like anytime you have like a work trip, you may have to just like shit yourself for a week, and then you come in looking hot. You're looking skinny, but maybe too skinny. So let's go back. Let's go back to like you being a small business. Of course, you got the help of the fam, so you got a little work staff going. So what is it? So for like, describe to us like what the process is for your week in running the business. Like, you're going out there, you're buying product, your store, when I just think this is like the part where I think a lot of us just don't comprehend. Like you already said, you and your wife have full-time jobs. So like, kudos to you for doing a side hustle that is blowing up. But like, how does that work in terms of like just functioning the business?
How do I make it work?
Yeah. How do you do that?
So on Instagram, what I did is at first I would take orders once a week. Okay. But then that was overwhelming just one day. So some customers wanted 2 days a week. So I broke it up into 2 days a week. What that does is that allows me to get the orders in. I close them in 2 days before. So I get all the orders in. I know what I need to go buy. And then the day before, because again, everything has to be fresh, right? They're all perishable. So the day before, the night before, after work, I would go and buy everything. And we'd store it in the fridge, get it going for the next day to make it and sell it. It's a lot of work, and I got to go to like 3 or 4 different stores to make sure I find everything that I need.
Well, you got to buy these containers even.
Well, these now I order online, so these I get them every 2 weeks, because they're special bottles to make sure for the juices. Sometimes they run late, and I'm like, what are you gonna do? Yeah. But I like even this weekend, I was short on supplies with produce because their shipments are backed up. Yeah, so I was going from store to store trying to find what I needed.
That's what Lucio was saying. Dream meals, the meal prep. Sometimes he can't find that perfect vegetable or the vegetable he really wants to do the meal prep. Yeah, and he's got to go all over to different stores to finally find it. Yeah, because I use like for the greens, there's a specific kale that I use. There's a specific spinach that I use. So I go to one store in particular to get it, and when they're out, I'm like, now what? Now I got to go find it somewhere else, and I'm driving around all around town trying to find it. So at the same time, I try to go and find the best prices, which helps me keep the price point low, because I don't want to raise the price to my customers or to anyone out there, because I want to share everything. I want to share my juices with everybody. If I start gouging them like like the other businesses, then no one's going to want to try them. Yeah, that's what my wife said. That these are really fair price. That was her first thing she said.
My wife said the same thing.
I have friends, that have told me, said, "Hey, you got to bump the price up. You're too cheap." But the point is not for me to spike the price; it's to share with everybody. Yeah, so I want everyone to try it and share it. Friends, family.
Right, and you're early on in your business, so like getting it out to more people is advantageous.
Yeah, getting our name out there, getting recognized. Eventually, I would like to get a brick and mortar, somewhere. That's my ultimate goal. To be able to get something for my kids. Yeah. So when I get older, either A, they can take over, or B, they can do whatever they want with it. But at least that's something, my legacy I can leave for them.
Right. So how does the seasonality affect your supply as well?
Well, that's where the different flavors come in, because I try to base it on the season. So like right now it's mango season. That's why I created the mango, the fire. During the fall, we experimented with when we were experimenting. We did one that we call Rejuvenate, which was with pomegranates. That one was very popular. Wow.
Yeah, very
popular. But
how about this one? What was this one?
That's the Rejuvenate right there. Yeah.
That's
one that I mentioned. So
say that again so I could just make sure I capture it.
Rejuvenate?
Rejuvenate, okay.
Yeah. So that one kind of put it together one time, and we're like, oh man. So we were kind of like something different. And when we tried it, it just gave me this boost. And I was like, oh. Therefore I said, I'm gonna call it Rejuvenate. because it just kind of rejuvenated your body and it tasted good. Mixing in the purple cabbage, I was like, I don't know about that, but purple cabbage has a lot.
That could have a little bitterness.
It could, but offsetting with the apple and orange, and then the sweetness from the pomegranate, it was perfect blend.
Interesting.
So,
yeah, it is. Which one of these, if someone's looking for energy, I need an energy pop. Which one are they drinking?
So
someone being Rob.
So
kids kept me up all night. I got to go to work in the morning.
So I didn't bring that one. That was a yellow. That's the immune yellow.
Yeah.
The power orange. But this one is really good as well. You want to try this one? This is the black that I was talking about.
Let's do it.
You tell me.
So like I'm in Napa wine tasting.
There you go.
Swirl it around.
Swirl it around.
Yeah, I know charcoal. Like people use it for their teeth, and I think they use it for like masks too, right?
This has got a real good, nice sweet taste.
Yeah.
What does it taste like? Give us like a comparable taste to it.
I don't know. It's you taste the purity, you know. I don't know. It's hard to describe. It's good though, man.
We need like a real. Energy. Wait a minute. We need like a real food taster on here.
This probably helps my libido too.
Ashwagandha. It is ashwagandha. No, but that's good though. If
it feels like I'm tasting nature almost.
Good.
I'm drinking nature. You know.
This one.
I'm serious. Like this one's good.
They were good, man. That was really popular. They looked at it like, oh, I don't know about that. And one lady's like, and then she tried it. She's like, oh man, this is.
You know, even though that's darker from the other two I tried, that one has the most flavor.
Yeah.
Yeah, that one was good.
Yeah, this one give me a pop. So would a hearty red.
Yeah.
Do you so like with your I know and thank you for being on and bringing samples and we have Rob's testimony which goes as far as we can throw them, right? But are there other like opportunities to taste things? Like I mean I know it's all time based on your amount of time and having samples to give people, but have you guys done that in the past, like gone somewhere and did samples or anything like that?
Yeah, so I mean, what we've been doing as of late is we do pop-ups, right? Where we have different small businesses, and we collaborate with them, and we go out and we demonstrate, sample, and then sell our products at the same time. And from there, we have them try it, kind of try before you buy, kind of thing, right? Try, see if you like it, and it's been a huge success so far.
Yeah,
that's been a really good business building for us. So
at these pop-ups, so no one's pre-ordering, you're going and pushing it.
We actually have we on Instagram we put, hey, we're gonna have a pop-up here. Message us if you're gonna pre-order. And we do have customers that pre-order, they'll go out there, we have their stuff separate from what we're gonna sell.
But you can go there and still
go there and buy extra if you want it. Because we limit our orders for the pop-ups to what we feel is gonna be good for that demographic, for that area. So we shorten the menu, we don't have the full menu. But for pre-ordering, you can just order a full menu. And they do.
And how does it work? I saw on your Instagram. Have you ordering? Was it by Wednesday? Or
so if you
work?
So if you want to order it for Sunday, we close the ordering on Thursday. I think that allows me to go Friday, Saturday, go get what I need, be able to do that. If you want it for Wednesday, we close it on Monday because I need to go and shop and because it's a lot of math involved, believe it or not. Because they're all off of ounces, right? So I got to plug everything all in, do this, convert it to quarts and everything. Because since I make it by the batches, I have to factor everything in. So closing it early helps me set everything all up. If not,
so you're meeting up with people twice a week then?
Twice a week.
Yeah. So Sunday, Wednesday.
Sundays and Wednesdays.
You're meeting people somewhere.
Either
that's when you're giving them the pre-order.
Yeah, that's when we give them what they ordered. Like a lot of my customers are for my work. So what I do is I bag them, take them all to work twice a week. And
now, I'm the marketing sales guy. I want to know how are they paying you? Zelle, PayPal, what do you use?
So Zelle, Venmo. I just started doing Square because a lot of pop-ups they don't have Zelle or Venmo, so they're like, hey, cards. So I was like, but now we did Square or cash at the pop-up as well.
Nice. Okay.
So we no longer do cash at pre-order. Experiences in the past have been where they order and they don't show up, and I'm like, hey, what am I doing with these 20 juices? Right?
Okay.
Yeah.
So they got to okay. So they pay up front. That was something I didn't I guess I got that with Lucio, so I didn't. Okay, that makes sense. So
Yeah,
how
because they're made to order basically, right? So if you're gonna order it, you're not gonna go to McDonald's, order a burger, say, "I'll pay you back later." You're gonna get your food when you order it, right?
Yeah, that makes sense. But like, okay, so when you were doing the cash thing, you were just doing it the day of then, so there was not a pre-order.
Yeah, and that's when we first started, and that's kind of
Okay.
how we learn, right? We learn from experiences, like, okay, this is another loss, right? This is what else are we gonna do?
How would you handle it after though? Would you like see him at work and be like, hey, what's up,
You'll
bro?
be so funny.
Well, no, my coworkers are really good about it. You know, I see them every day.
Yeah.
You know, so I don't really have it's the new customers that order it, and I'm like, well, I really don't know you, but okay, you know what? You're referred by so and so, so okay, and then they just end up burning the bridge. So.
It's your neighbors. Damn those people. You know
those
they
darn
are.
neighbors.
Yeah.
But with all these Zelle, Venmo, all this, you should be able to get the money first. I mean, nobody should have any excuse right now.
Well, especially
so
small business like this. Yeah.
Yeah.
No, for the most part, you know, everybody that orders with Zelle, and what I do is I'll message them, hey, don't forget to, you know, you pay before we make it. Yeah. Because if not, then we just cancel.
Yeah.
Because I'm not gonna, you know, make an order of 20 bottles for somebody and then we haven't received it, and all of a sudden it's like now now the product's in the back. In the past, when that happened, we'd be like, message out, hey, we have extras. If anyone wants to buy it, it'd be like, oh yeah, I'll get extras. So that means that person did it. So,
but for the pop-up, you'll bring some that you know will sell.
Yes,
and those are walk-ups they can buy.
Yeah, and that's why we base the menu based off of, okay, we know what's going to sell there, and this is how many we're going to bring. So if I say I'm only bringing 100, we'll break down the variety of this is where we're going. The greens will do well here.
Yeah,
these will do well here.
All right, I'm dying. I was not going to ask, but I have to ask. So when you say demographics, like what do you where are you talking about, and what are you going to bring? Come on, let's throw it out there.
What I mean by that is health conscious, right? So
I was going a different direction.
No, I know you were going. No.
Bring the orange one over here. The orange is good over here. The watermelon's on that side of town.
Whoa. No, chili peppers in this one. It's good. So health conscious, if you're going somewhere, because like one thing I always this is like the most obvious, but like you see a gym, there's a smoothie place, right? Especially up here, like that's common. So like if you're going somewhere where maybe that's the location where there's a gym, everything needs to be sort of maybe on a recovery level, like Rob said, maybe energy level, you know, whereas you're going somewhere else, maybe, you know, like say the age is the factor. Maybe you're doing more of the cleanse, or you're doing something that has the greater health benefit to that. That's what kind of where you're going.
Yeah. So like that. So a couple of weeks ago, we did a pop-up at what is it? It's a gym called Body, right? So we kind of tailored what we were going to take there based off, we know it's a gym, you know, they're going to be excited, they're going to be tired as soon as they're done. Recovery, right? So we put these together. We're like, okay, this is like Power Orange. It was pretty much everything. We sold out completely of everything that we took. They were even like, yeah, anymore. Like, nah, sorry. You know, like they're going to go inside. When they come out, they're going to get it on.
Wow.
So within 2 hours, we sold out of everything.
That's good business.
So a lot of the imitations that we're getting, they're coming from, you know, from gyms, from Pilates, you know, those type of businesses that need that recovery afterwards. And again, they're healthy, right? So I'm all, you know, they're for it. I'm all for it. It's like, yeah, why not?
Right. That's cool. So now you're posing the picture of brick and mortar, and obviously, you know, new business, there's a lot of factors that go into that, you know, like what can you afford, and then obviously location, and then other things like that. So like what area do you think would be like a good starting point for you? And maybe it's like, you know, if it's by your house down 2 streets down, you don't want to tell us, but like what are like what are ideas that you have in your head in terms of like, because I think that's the thing, like honestly, I think people may go away from brick and mortar. I mean, it depends on what you're doing, like retail. Like if you're selling shirts, you can go on Amazon. If you're selling light bulbs, you know, like some things are going the way of Amazon, so that's really difficult to do. But for this, like I said, like people are doing this in the smoothie space and the health food floor space, by the gyms where people are still having to go to the gym or by a park or whatever. So like what is your sort of idea of like where can you see your business, starting up a brick and mortar store?
Well, again, with the health, right, that we're selling, yeah, a gym, somewhere close to a gym would be an ideal place, and the space that we're planning to hopefully soon is not something big. I mean, something like the size of here.
The man cave.
The man cave, right? all we really need is a sink, be able to put in some cold, some big industrial fridges to hold the produce and hold the juices, and be able to just sell from there. We don't, because it's not a sit down. It's more of a pick up and go.
It's almost like that New York style, like Euro, or something like that, where you just Euro like the food, but like all you really need is just like this little tiny space to churn out.
They have those kind of they have like kind of a weird co-op thing like that over here on Rough Drive. There's a bunch of different kitchens in there, and they just share kitchens, and so there's all these Uber and different DoorDash people are lined up to pick up the food in that kind of warehouse at Rough Drive. Wow. It's all different foods in there, right?
I love it. So
they got like chicken wings in there. Yeah. It's a warehouse, but you have your own kitchen like this size, and then next door is another kitchen. That's another whole business. People do online orders, Instagram orders, and then they have like this admin person, and they have, when you come in, you look at the screen and you see if your order's up and you just pick it up.
Oh, cool.
So it's not necessarily one restaurant or one cook, it's multiple, but it's in one building.
A lot of restaurants do that. They share you pay extra versus hiring this. It really is, I guess, washes out, but they pay for prep services like that. So you'll get the prep service, and then you don't need to have somebody chopping your vegetables all day long, coming in early, blah blah blah. But that's a different thing. So it's interesting to hear all that kind of stuff, because you're kind of, it's all logistics at the end of the day. So little tangent, what kind of I'm trying to be generic with it. What kind of business are you in your 9 to 5?
So I work in public safety.
Okay.
Yeah. And that kind of allows me to have the flexibility, as I work 4 10s, 4, 3 off.
Yeah.
So
you get the extra day. You get that extra day to in the weekend. I have the same schedule and I'm doing nothing with it. So
he's doing this with me.
Yeah.
Hey, this is a good gig right here.
Me and Robert texting each other. Hey, dude, what's going on?
Did you see that one show?
Did you watch the game last night?
Yeah. That's cool, man.
But here's the thing: like, you want your own brick and mortar, you want a store. Why not just be a distributor of your stuff? Like, let's say even some liquor store really likes your juice and wants to buy 3 cases once a month. Why not just be that guy who still makes it from your home or whatever, but then does mass distributing? So
many years ago, I used to work for a soda company, right? Wow. So one thing that I learned from them is when you mass distribute, you have the credit back. So if let's say my product doesn't sell, right, or returns, that just creates a nightmare back to you. It's not like beer where it's going to fly. Yeah. So this way you kind of control what goes out. But can you write a contract where you don't have to buy it back? You can. I don't know how many businesses, especially nowadays, will want to take that extra cost on there, and if it doesn't sell, unless they will want it for like a discount. But that's one thing that I learned working in the beverage industry many years ago. Whatever you put out, you got to accept that. Interesting. If it doesn't sell, or damaged product, it's like that with every grocery store. Yeah. So it's similar. And
I was gonna say I like that you have like that's it. See, we pulled something out. You have some beverage experience in there, some back in your past, so you kind of know the game. That's super cool. That's super cool. But I get what you're saying on that. And then especially if you can really dial it in, so you know your demand for the day or the week or whatever. Yeah. So that way you control the product and not have to kind of go nuts. Because I always, like, my wife used to work for In-N-Out, and she was like a manager at one point. But that was always a thing. Like, it's always amazing that they have this line out the door of cars, but they can anticipate and they could still catch up with that demand just by controlling the grills. And like, there's so many grills that are in it working, and then when there's a huge rush, they'll open another grill and they could do that. But they can call that, right? And I don't think their meat's frozen, so there's all these things, but like you can control that if you have your own thing going versus getting those licensing agreements. So that's probably like a whole different beast. And then
Yeah.
so another thing, and I guess another question is on the product. How long does your juice last? Because if there's no preservatives,
that's a good one.
There are no preservatives, right? So 3 to 5 days. I mean, 5 days being the longest. Because after that, but after that, you kind of see the color change. You kind of see the taste a little different because of the no preservatives, right? So that's why when we incorporate the second day or the twice a week, I'm able to give everybody basically fresh juices every day.
Yeah.
So, but 3 to 5 days at the most. Some do freeze it. From what I've heard, is they freeze it. If they don't finish, if they're not able to drink it by the 5th day, they'll freeze it and then they'll thaw it out, and it tastes the same. So,
yeah. Let's play a little game. This isn't like too serious. Let's
take another sip though.
Take another sip. I like it. Like we usually do try to do like take a shot or have a beer, but like take a sip of this. We'll have Rob be the guinea pig. But let's talk about like what's our favorite juice. And obviously we're gonna be real uneducated. I mean, you could go, Fredo, you can go super high knowledge based and give us like a nice 6 fruits that go as one, but we could dumb it down. And I actually want to ask Rob for like kind of a fake juice on top of that. I'm already thinking like Crystal Light. Like that is probably all chemicals. But I remember growing up on that. Like it was just so strong, flavor. Yeah. But like let's just do a little quick, like what's our favorite juice? Maybe as a kid, and then now obviously we're getting more educated in this episode. So go ahead, Rob, you kick it off. What was like
I don't know, as a kid,
juice?
I mean probably wasn't good for you, but Sunny D. I love Sunny D, man. When I was a kid, I got some Sunny D in here.
Yeah,
I got some, probably not good, tons of sugar, but Sunny D was my go-to.
Yeah, that was my dad always got like the biggest size. It was like this,
and it was inexpensive, right?
It was like $2. It was like $2 for 7 gallons.
Yeah.
But then that was the last thing we got. Like one of the last things we got from Costco was like a case of mini Sunny D. So that's where we're at.
We're on sale, probably, right?
Yeah, we're at the worst. We're at the worst juncture right now. You're helping us out. You're helping us out get to a better place. But
Sunny D.
Yeah. What was the juice you used to drink back in the day?
Well, go ahead. You go.
Well, so for me, in our household, we really didn't. My mom didn't really do a lot of juices. So for us, my favorite juice was milk. Because that's pretty much that's what she always. It was always milk. Juice, not really. So it was a luxury whenever I got a chance to get juice. I was like, oh man, there's juice. What? You know. When I started working when I was a teen, then my favorite juice back then became Tampico or
I forgot about Tampico.
Yeah, that was very expensive.
That was good price too.
Yeah. Damn, I forgot about that.
Was Tampico even juice though? That was the weird.
That was just like sugar water.
It came in a milk jug. We have a milk jug.
Yeah, it did come in a jug.
It was a milk jug Tampico.
I forgot about that. That was a go-to too.
That's any San Jose store right there.
Yeah.
Tampico.
What about yours?
Well, my mom, so it's known on the episodes, but my mom had a little roach coach, so she'd sell like orange juices. So we're all on the orange juice chip, but I remember like all the guys would just buy this little orange juice and they'd pound it. And so like that was my go-to drink for years. But I don't know like if I have an allergy to it, but I'd pound it still, like getting up in the morning. I mean, not recently, but you get an orange juice of any kind and just, start chugging it. And it's so good, but it's kind of acidic, right? Like, I don't know. It probably has some kind of properties that aren't that great, but so I'm gonna just go with regular orange juice because, there's one that's really good. So my favorite is Matt's. Have you guys had Matt's orange juice?
Matt's. No.
I'm gonna have to find the picture, but yeah, there's one called Matt's. It's pretty delicious. Okay, Rob, go ahead.
You know what my kids love is that old school like apple juice that looks like an apple.
Martinelli's. Oh,
they love that. They just love like the shape of it. And it kind of looks like an apple. Like if we're in any store, they got to have that.
And that one's kind of refreshing too. It's a 100% juice.
Yeah, they love that one.
Yeah.
And I guess for me, the other juice was Hawaiian Punch.
Hawaiian Punch.
Oh yeah.
Hawaiian Punch.
Yeah, there you go.
And then what's the soda version is Tahitian Treat.
Is it really?
Yeah, that's like it's like Hawaiian Punch but with bubbles. And it's like
Is it really?
it's like
That one you need to mix with some rum or something, right?
Yeah.
Oh,
Okay. I guess I can end it with just what's in the fridge right now is grape juice. Like I think it's I think grape, like it's Welch's or something. It's the purple one. Like who buys the white grape juice? But I know they sell that as well. But the purple one is like the doorway drug to wine because it tastes like wine, but just more sugar. So
next thing you know, you got the box in the fridge.
Yeah, you got like a Carlo Rossi fucking.
Well, with grapes, right? If you buy it expired or let it expire, eventually it's going to turn into wine, right? It's going to turn into vinegar, and you're going to smell it. There you go.
Oh, really? Yeah, now you got me thinking right here. Just put it in the garage.
Just put it in the garage and sit out for a little bit. And next thing you know, you go, oh man, perfect wine.
Yeah. What about? Okay, how about another one real quick, like smoothie combo? Because I mean, my daughter likes the mango. I think it's mango a go-go at Jamba Juice.
Yeah. Who doesn't like that one?
Yeah, but I'm more of the protein berry workout, which is basically just strawberries and banana and a protein shot. But there's also like other ones on there. But what is your guys' go-to on smoothies? And that's, I guess, a question real quick for Fredo is that so the difference between a smoothie and a press, smoothies may have ice cream or some sort of dairy.
Yeah.
But then also they have more of the fruit in it. So then with the juices, you probably have a lot of excess fruit meat or whatever you want to call it. So what happens to that fruit meat?
Yeah,
that's true. After you press it, what do you do with all that?
So in the beginning, one of my supervisors at work, she'd be like, "Hey, let me get it. She would make bread. Right?
Bread.
Oh, really?
Oh, wow.
Like I would give it all the leftover pulp or that comes out of it, and I would bag it and give it to her, and she'd make bread. Mm-hmm. I was like, oh, cool. But then as we started getting busier, I was like, okay, what am I doing with it? So my parents, they have a pretty big backyard, and my dad's like, yeah, just give it to me. I'll use it for mulch.
Yeah.
So
it's a good idea.
Yeah, there you go. It's all natural. Goes back into the ground.
Yeah. That's cool.
Smart. Like a fertilizer.
Yeah.
No, for sure. I'm thinking like what else could be. I mean, there's other things, but like coffee, I know they were doing like, I think they use coffee grounds for like mushrooms, but I don't know what kind of mushrooms. But anyway, it was like mushrooms and stuff like that. So I know that.
You think they're gonna feed it to some pigs at a farm or something?
Well, it's acidic. Yeah, I think it's too acidic.
Give these animals.
I know. I'm gonna show up with a truck and just like Dr. Doolittle. There'll be all these animals in there. Yeah,
I mean, we tried doing smoothies with the leftovers, but then it comes out so dry.
Yeah.
Oh, because you already got the juice.
It extracts all the juice. It's just super, super dry. Yeah.
What about bananas? Do you have bananas in your drink? Because I don't know if it even has juice.
So I made one.
These are dumb questions. I'm sorry.
No, that's true because we didn't mention banana yet.
So I made one a few months ago. I asked my agent, I said, hey, what kind of juice would you like to make? He said, orange, strawberry, banana. And I was like, oh, okay, that sounds good, right? So I made it. It tasted wonderful, right? So the way I mixed it is I would get the orange with the strawberry and throw in the banana so it blends all together and it comes out nice and juicy. Yeah. But it just came out super thick.
Yeah.
I mean, it was delicious, but just super thick. So I was like, yeah, I lose everything just by putting it in there. Hardly everything comes out. It's like it would take me like 3 bananas, 2 packs of strawberries and like 4 oranges just to get one of these because everything just kind of comes out, right? Because the banana just coagulates.
It's like glue almost. Yeah. Interesting.
Yeah, that is.
So just finding those combinations that I've experimented quite a bit.
So I wonder how then like Dole or those things they have like they pretend it's like orange banana in that, but it's probably like just like some flavoring that they throw in there because otherwise it would like not even come out of the milk container. Like, because I think they have that combo. It's like it's their orange juice, but then it's mixed with the strawberry banana.
I mean, it also depends how much they put in, how much of a banana maybe, right? Because I mean, I was putting whole bananas, and the whole banana maybe wasn't the right thing to do. Maybe a quarter of it, or how ripe the banana was. Because that's one thing that I learned.
Oh, the sugar.
The mango one that you tried. when I first did it, the mango was super ripe. Because again, ripe sweeter, right? So it tastes better. But then when it came out like Jello. Like once it thickened inside, it was. So
you want to wait till it gets a little soft.
So what you want is you want it not too soft on the mango, but you don't want it not too green to give it that consistency where when you put it, we can at least squeeze some juice out of it.
Yeah.
And that's why it's water. It's not as thick as Jello like the first time.
So I mean, now you have this knowledge. How do we tell what's ripe and what's not ripe? So let's talk some fruit here, because I have that problem with watermelon. Like I thought like the way you tell is like you could smell it.
You're gonna knock on it.
Well, I mean, like say avocado, you do the squeeze, right? But like some fruit, like a watermelon, you're like, this thing is massive and the outside is hard. So like, how are you gonna like figure it out? And I thought it was like if you smell it and it kind of smells like it should, like it smells a certain way, like it should smell sweet, all that kind of stuff. It's at that point. But then some things like apples are kind of hard to tell. Maybe they start green and then they go red, depending on the apple type. So like, what are some common fruit? What is your kind of, unless you're trying to get the ripeness, the unripeness. So I know it's a long spiel. But.
So let me just go to that avocado one for you. So the way I learned to pick avocados, you feel it. Right. So if it's not too hard, the trick is the little piece, like I said, the stem of the avocado, the top part, right?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So you pop that. If it's green, it's good to go. Depending how green it is, because the way that looks, that's how your avocado is going to look inside. So if you pop it and it's brown, you catch avocado, it's going to be brown. You pop it, it's a nice light green. You cut it up and it's going to be light green.
Wait, could you do that in Safeway?
Well, yeah, you can pick it up, squeeze it, just pop it.
You're like, what the hell?
No, you don't have to cut it. So that little stem that's on the avocado, you just remove it, and you look right at it.
Okay.
Yeah. So it's kind of flipping a booger.
But sometimes there's no stem. Right. Not all of them have the stems.
And then you don't want to get that one.
Yeah.
Get one that has it so you can actually see how the color is going to look inside. So.
There you go. That's a life hack for you, Mark.
Yeah, that is a life hack. I like it for the avocado because we end up, but the thing about avocados, they don't last very long either.
No.
Like, so we buy two, one gets eaten, and you're like, fuck.
It's brown by the time you're gonna get it.
Yeah. Okay, how about some other fruit that you deal with normally?
Like for mangoes, for example, right? So when I get them green. They're hard as rock.
Right.
And what I do is I kind of let them sit out for a couple of days in the kitchen or something so they can start getting softer and softer. What I don't want is where I can give it a squeeze it and my fingers get imprinted. That's too soft by then. So I want
that's too soft?
Yeah, because that's what I learned. It's too soft. It won't give me the juice. I just turn to jello.
Yeah.
So I want it kind of like a medium rare steak, right? You want
to do the hand thing, right?
Yeah, do the hand thing right there, right? Yeah.
Yeah.
Check it out. So that's for the mangoes. The watermelon, the whole knocking. I still do that. That's what my mom taught me. She's like, exactly. You got to knock on it. You got to hollow if it's this and that. Or if it has the I call them dirt lines. But she says those are the sugar lines. That's where the sun hits. You know, when you flip it over and it's got this yellow and it has like the lines on the belly of the watermelon.
Yeah.
She said those are the sugar lines of the watermelon. So
if they're darker.
If they're darker, or if they have a lot of lines on them, then that's going to be sweet watermelon. Because she says those are the sugar lines.
Oh,
so, there you go. I never knew that.
Okay. That was a good one. That's kind of how I go. I basically just learned from my mom of, okay, well, this is how you pick a fruit and this is how you do it. So
yeah.
Well, I'm sure you got to be real cautious because your stuff has to come out like a liquid.
Consistency too, right? Like you can't have a batch that's like super sweet and then another batch that's like kind of tart or whatever. I mean, not tart, but you know what I mean, like not as sweet.
We can't always predict how even if I say, okay, well, I'm gonna get this one because of this, and it comes out not sweet, I can't predict that the watermelon's gonna taste good. So you just gonna have to balance it out a different way. Maybe add a little bit more beets or a little bit more of this to give it that same consistency.
Yeah, that's what we were talking about demographics. Some people are be open to the nuance of the batches, and some people will be like, "What the fuck is going on right now? This isn't the same as last week."
I don't taste any charcoal in this.
Yeah. You're like, go get a briquette. go get a thing off the barbecue. There's your charcoal. Yeah.
Oh,
no, that's cool though. Oh
You know,
man.
you mentioned earlier about your protein smoothie.
Oh yeah.
So when I started doing the soy juicing, before I did that, I also did smoothies. Right? So you should try this smoothie out. So this one I made a while back. Oats,
Okay.
banana, almond milk, chia seeds, hemp seeds, peanut butter.
Whoa.
And then as far as for like the liquid, I would put a green juice or something in it, but it comes out really good.
So when we
Because
say
the almond milk itself is really, kind of thick too.
yeah, so like because I mean I've definitely experimented. Like right now I'm on oat milk, but I've had almond milk before. That's really good. You know, the almond chocolate milk obviously is a sugar fiend. Chia seeds, I've had that. I don't think I've had the hemp seeds,
Yeah,
but
hemp seeds got a lot of protein.
oh really?
Yeah.
Damn. So don't even grow the weed, just get the hemp seeds.
Just find the little shells and throw them in there.
But the oats, so you just put in like the oatmeal oats, or do
Just
you
raw instant oats, just put them in there.
and what's that benefit from the oats?
So you get the fiber at the same time.
Okay.
You get the fullness feeling of the smoothie. So when I started dieting, I was like, okay, well, I don't want to be eating a lot, so
Right.
that's why I experimented with the oats. And again, I learned that from my nutritionist that oats are really good to help you feel full. That's why I incorporate the chia seeds as well. Those help you as well.
Yeah.
So
yeah, I'd heard like there's like I think it's Cali Muscle. There's a couple big buff dudes online. I forget the other guy's name, but he was saying like a lot of protein. If you go to GNC and you go get like a protein shake or the powder, and there's lots of them out there, pick your brand, they're high in sodium. But so he was saying like, a lot of people are on that, but then the sodium's so high. And then if you're trying to cut, that the sodium is absorbing water, etc. But I did hear like a lot of people that are on diets that they do the oats, but I couldn't really figure out why. But they're almost like rice, right? Like they kind of absorb the liquids, and then they expand, and then they kind of fill that space.
It's healthier than
yeah. Interesting. Peanut butter is one of those things, like I think it's got like a bad peanuts in general, right? Got a bad rap. But I mean, it's still a go-to. I mean, some things with peanut butter is you get like, I'm not a fan of like a lot of the oils, but you can get more healthy ones. Like my grandma used to buy one that had no salt. And I thought she had no taste buds, right? She'd have that, and she'd have like rye. It's like probably a white person thing. She had like rye bread and unsalted fucking. I was like, what kind of torture is this? But then like at night, we'd have like vanilla ice cream. So it was like problem solved. During the day, I was like,
unsalted peanut butter.
Yeah. But yeah, that's cool. That's a good smoothie thing. Sorry, Rob. We jumped off the topic. But what would be a smoothie? What would be your go-to smoothie? So we're Fredo's. I like that protein shake style.
I think you said it. Peanut butter. Any smoothie with peanut butter.
Oh yeah.
You can't go wrong with peanut butter.
Like peanut butter banana, or there's other ones too.
Big ass scoop of Skippy in there. Yeah.
That's what I use.
Right?
Yeah.
Put some Jif in there.
Yeah. Big old Costco Skippy.
Do you get crunchy? Is it crunchy or smooth?
I do crunchy. I'm a crunchy guy.
Crunchy.
Really?
Yeah.
I think my mom used to do it. Yeah.
Another one that I made also was avocado, green apples, banana, spinach, ginger, chia seed, and hemp seeds.
Now that one sounds really good.
Yeah, and you throw in some almond milk as well, and good to go.
So avocado, is it debatable? Does avocado have a flavor in juices? Is it like a subtle, or is it there that you can tell?
It depends. I mean, I will use a whole avocado, so it would have the avocado flavor because I like the avocado flavor.
Yeah.
So it just depends on how
Yeah. Avocado smoothies are big in the Bay Area.
Oh yeah.
Lee's Sandwich, that's like their biggest selling smoothie.
Yeah.
Oh really?
Lee's Sandwich. You ever get the avocado smoothie?
No.
Yeah, there's a lot of sugar in it, but
yeah, it is. Powder. It's
Yeah.
some fucking powder they put in there. But it's dope, man.
The little avocado Tampico style.
Yeah.
That's nice.
Yeah. A boba avocado smoothie from Lee's. Oh, you can't go wrong.
Wow. We're learning stuff every day on this podcast.
Yeah. Oh yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
For sure, man.
Oh, that sounds good. I'm trying to think when like I think I had like there's a place in the East Bay, I think it was like Lord's Ice Cream. They did an avocado flavor, but you know, it's like if you don't do it right, all you're really tasting is vanilla or whatever that like kind of core, you know, flavor is. But yeah. Oh man, this is cool. I like all this. I love all this juice talk. So when are we gonna get we're in San Jose or you're in San Jose? When are we gonna get the fucking elote cactus fucking flavored juice? What's up?
You know what's funny? So
wait, elote is corn though, right? Am I saying it all wrong? Yeah. Oh, my bad.
There was a juice that I wanted to make.
Put some tahini in there, bro.
Yeah,
we got it right here.
So there was one that I wanted to make, and my son's like, "Oh, you can't." He's like, "You can't make it and call it what I wanted to call it." So it was gonna. Let me tell you, it was gonna have cucumber, watermelon, jicama, tahini, some corn. So you basically getting that fruit cup that you buy at the food stand.
Right, that's what I was gonna say, like flea market, like a flea market juice.
Yeah, basically something like that, right? And I thought of a few names, and my son's like, "Oh, Dad, we can't call it that." I was like, "Okay, then I just won't make it."
That'd be huge in San Jose.
Just because of the wait,
because it's on the go. It's on the
because of the name, or because you tried it and it didn't taste good.
Because I wanted to add the corn, but the corn, all the way to do it is I would have to cook it first.
That's a whole process.
Yeah. Cook it, cut it, you know what? So I'm like, and I don't want to buy it frozen because, of course, it's not going to taste the same. And it's not the same corn.
Frozen corn sucks. Let's just call it out right now.
Yeah.
It's the worst.
So, but we try to come up with, again, mix it up. And that's one that I wanted to come out with for the summer. And I was going to call it at the end, we'll just call it summer.
I like it.
Right? For summer time, right? So, but that is coming soon.
That'd be
or like a churro flavor. No, we're gonna start getting it into.
Well, then we're not getting healthy anymore, right?
Yeah. What about so is there anything outside of the fruit that you've considered adding? Like, I mean, you have to add the blue algae, but like I mean, I'm thinking like salt, but obviously you don't want to start going those routes. But I'm just wondering if there's other things that you've contemplating added that are not necessarily in a fruit.
Besides the blue algae, I mean, I've added the active charcoal and spirulina, because spirulina is very, very healthy.
Okay.
But I try to stay away from adding anything else, because once you do that, of course, then it's not going to be
the healthy or
the healthy, right?
For people that don't know, what is spirulina? People don't know what that is.
Spirulina is another form of algae, like the blue algae. It's got a lot of antioxidants. It's really good for your body. It's basically like a green power, right? So it's very powerful for your body. That's when I came across the blue algae. It's similar, and I was like, oh, but this is a good color, which is nice.
Yeah.
Similar to the active charcoal. When I first did the active charcoal, some people assumed that it was charcoal that you used to grill.
Yeah.
And I said, no.
You just pour water on it.
Yeah, for water. Just let it melt. They're like, I'm drinking charcoal now. So this is derived from coconut shell.
Oh, really?
Shell, the inside. Yeah. This charcoal is from coconut shell.
Oh, I had no idea.
And it's 100% organic. No GMO. It's really good.
Yeah.
Because charcoal is big right now too, right?
Charcoal is big.
There's charcoal like in deodorant, makeup, you name it. Charcoal
toothpaste. We have the charcoal toothpaste. It's supposed to be healthy for your teeth, make them whiter. Again, I don't know why they put on deodorant, because it's supposed to detoxify your body from rinse, right? That's the whole point. It detoxifies your body from all the impurities. Deodorants, cologne, perfume, your hangovers, all your alcohol.
Yeah. Then that was something you mentioned earlier, like deodorant, because a lot of deodorants have like aluminum and metals, right? And then your body absorbs all that, and then that's something you're trying to get rid of. And
the active charcoal, that's what it does for you. It helps your body kind of get rid of that waste that the body's absorbing.
I think this was smart. You did this though, as far as you're talking hangover, because I'm sure you guys seen it, like the adult Pedialyte now.
Yes, I saw the commercial for that.
There's like adult hangover Pedialyte.
Oh, really? I don't think I've seen this commercial. Yeah.
It looks cool. It's not like the baby.
Yeah, they made it almost like a Gatorade style bottle.
Yeah,
with the black label. It was like, I said, oh, interesting.
People figured out years ago Pedialyte's good for hangovers.
Yeah, and it's
finally they came out.
Yeah, it's just for adults.
Yeah.
So I have to ask you this, because I don't know, but electrolytes like Gatorade, that's like one of the things you always hear electrolytes, get you, especially hangovers or after you work out. Does any of like the natural stuff have electrolytes? Is this something that we're just like buying into, but it's actually just,
that's a good question.
if you don't, I don't want to put you on the spot.
That I don't know.
Okay.
as far as, because I know electrolytes, it's more of an additive that they add to their, their water, their juices to kind of replenish the body. So, with the natural juices, I don't know if any of these actually do have electrolytes.
Yeah, because I think like everybody says, like you could probably just drink water and you'd probably be just as good than pounding a Gatorade that's got like a bunch of sugar and other stuff in it.
Yeah.
And then it'll take you longer to recover with just water, right? Because you still be thirsty for a while.
Yeah.
Yeah, but most of us ain't got shit to do after. So it's either like driving home, I'm gonna feel better, or later on, I'm gonna feel better. I don't have to have a second game. There's not gonna be round
There's
two.
no overtime.
Yeah. That's it.
Yeah.
Well, cool. I mean, Rob, anything else? Anything else we got?
What else? I mean, just real quick before we go, you want to plug some stuff?
Oh yeah, for sure. I'm sorry.
Sunday and Wednesdays when they can pick up.
Sunday and Wednesday. So again, ordering for Wednesday. If you want to order for Wednesday, it closes on Mondays, 5 o'clock.
Okay.
Ordering for Sunday, it closes on Thursdays. I extended the window to close on Thursdays to 8 o'clock.
Okay.
Because I understand a lot of people work and they get off late, and they message me afterwards. Hey, I missed the deadline. Can I order? I go, sure. So then I reopen the link.
So you want people to direct message you, DM you on Instagram? That's the best.
No. So on Instagram, if you go on the bio, there's a link
tree.
Link tree. So I was able to use Linktree, and you can place your order for Wednesday. You can place your order for Sunday
on the Linktree. Okay, there you go.
It's got the menu on there, so you kind of see what you want, and then on the actual order form as well, it has everything listed of all the juices, you see the quantities, what size you want, and then just submit, and then I get the response.
There it is.
And then I'll get if it's a regular,
pay them first. Come on,
if it's a
regular,
if it's a regular like weekly customer, I don't usually send confirmation because we already know the routine. But if it's somebody else, like, hey, I got your order, confirming.
Perfect. And then you'll tell them the pickup spot.
Yeah, tell them where, and go from there.
What about pop-up or festival? Where are you going to be next? Are you still working on that, or
still via Instagram? If they follow us, they'll see where we're going to be at next.
Okay.
Like I said, we did a lot of pop-ups. We were invited to one this week. This is coming up Saturday, but again, with full-time jobs, it is a lot of work.
Yeah.
So we're just trying to get out there as much as we can.
I know this is an easy fix, but how about farmers market? Right, I'm sure people tell you that, right?
They've told us that quite a bit, but not yet.
Not yet.
What's it?
We were invited to or they told us about this Kids Fest coming up in September in Concord. They said that's supposed to be huge, and they're like, we think you should be out there. And like over 2,000 people. I'm here scratching my head. I'm like, oh man, I'm like 2,000 people.
Yeah.
So I mean, we just trying to do it slow.
There you go.
Not really trying to. That's what. By next year, I'm hoping to be able to do everything.
There you go. There you go.
And then please shout out the name of your Instagram.
Yeah, it's Pressed by Fredo. You can follow us on Instagram.
We'll put up a link.
Yeah, put up the link and share it with everybody. We do a lot of giveaways. So people can try the juice. Criteria is just like like the post, have someone follow, things like that, so we can be able to gain more followers, and you'll win 5 bottles of this or 5 bottles of your choice. One thing that we are going to do for the community, which my son and my family, we talked about it. We're going to do what we call give back to the community. So what we're going to do for in July is 10% of our proceeds of the sales that we get, we're going to use those to buy school supplies for the kids that have to go back to school. So when they do that, they can nominate their school, share it and all that. And, we'll be transparent and say, look, this is the amount that we're going to be donating. And then we'll go out, we're going to shop, buy everything and take it to the school that ends up winning.
There you go.
That's super cool.
Yeah.
That's great.
But a philanthropy right there.
Yeah, you got to do that.
Just trying to get back a little bit. I mean, I know it's especially with the pandemic and stuff, for a lot of families that were struggling with school supplies and just being home. I mean, our kids.
My kids were driving me nuts.
They don't want to go back. Mine don't want to go back. They're like, what? My kid, my 8-year-old likes to hang out in his underwear all day. And I'm like,
I like that guy. He's like Al Bundy in the making.
It's like, I got to go back and wear pants on, man. Wakes up with his hair all like, it's class.
Yeah.
So
that's cool. That's good. That's good.
Cool. Okay, so we'll definitely throw it up in post. Again, it's pressed at Fredo or by Fredo.
Pressed by Fredo.
Okay, Pressed by Fredo on Instagram. Check out the link tree. I think most people are familiar with that. I did see your menu.
Even we got a link tree. Can you bring that?
I know. But yeah, that's super cool. So Rob had one last question for you. Hopefully you didn't forget.
No. Well, I guess it's, well, you were talking about your wife and kids. Like, how supportive are they? Like, my daughter.
That wasn't the question. That wasn't the question.
Who,
that's fine.
Who are you sharing your glory? In your glory here, who are you sharing it with the most?
With them, with my wife and kids, because
there it is.
Oh, there's a good man
so,
right
you know
there.
So you know I mentioned my agent, right?
Yeah.
So he also has a job. I mean, I can probably get in trouble for child labor, right? I said, hey, like you want me to get you this? And like, yeah, well, take the stickers off the apples.
Okay,
So his job is like, give him a case of apples. And I'm like, yeah, take all the stickers off. As much as he wants, but then he helps out.
Yeah.
My older one helps out a lot, so I share it. I share with them.
Share the wealth.
Share the wealth.
Yeah. But that's because you have an LLC, right? That's what I just talked to an accountant yesterday. Not about this business, but like my wife's business. And they're like, you could employ your daughter. I'm like, what the hell is she gonna do? She don't do shit.
Let's write that off in taxes.
Yeah. I'm employing my kids, right?
Yeah.
For my family.
There you go.
So no, Rob was gonna ask. So you're on the podcast. How did you find out about us? Now this is our selfish, narcissistic part.
Yeah, that was a question we came up with today.
Yeah.
How did you find us?
So I'm not really much into social media, like to be browsing and whatnot. So my wife was one day, it was one of her friends who had, I guess you guys had him on there had him on here to promote his business as well.
Oh, okay.
And she's like, oh, so we started checking you guys out. I was like, oh man, you guys are fun. I said, yeah. Let me hit him up.
There you go.
So it was just, again, social media. Her friend shared your guys' podcast, and I saw it, and I was like, oh man, let me see if if I get a chance to go up there. So
that's awesome. That's awesome.
Yeah.
I mean, this is we definitely love everybody's story. It's always interesting. We could be the typical 40 whatever year old meatheads, but we got like real people with real stories, and that's what's valuable. So thank you for coming on.
Definitely.
Thanks for having me.
Shout you out.
This stuff's good too.
There we go. Testament. What was your favorite so far? So you had the charcoal.
It had to be this one.
Which one?
The black.
You like that one?
Yeah, it doesn't look like it tastes. This one had the most. Wait,
what
flavor.
should it look like? Coffee? I mean, it kind of looks like coffee, but it does. Obviously, it tastes. Doesn't look like
it has a real tang.
Like a real.
It kind of looks like dirty water,
but it's not.
It's not. It's really good. So like, there you go. Oh,
there you go. Your insides are getting cleaner as you drink it. I like it.
It's really tasty.
So we're gonna check in at Rob at 9 a.m. tomorrow and see if he's like.
Hopefully, I can sleep tonight.
I'm gonna have Rob try this one. This one's a Serrano.
Okay.
Ooh, I wish
I had aqua blue. This is that one that from the picture that he was.
I might have to get my girls a taste of this. They have their testing for their orange belt tomorrow.
Oh, there you go.
Yeah, their karate testing. Might have to have them take a swig of this.
Just have them drink those tomorrow.
Ooh, this one hits the roof of your mouth.
Oh, do you taste it? Do you taste the spice in it? It'll probably build a little bit.
This one's interesting. It kind of hits in your mouth. Am I right?
It bounces around.
Is it the spiciness that hits in your mouth, or is it the citrus that hits in your mouth?
It feels like the bottom of my mouth is the juice, but then the top is the kind of.
Oh my god, you're the worst of these. Come on, man. No, I'd be the same way. I'd be like, this makes me happy. I did that one time, like in elementary school. They had like Crest toothpaste came out and was like, we're gonna give you $10 if you make this commercial, whatever it was. Well, and it was like a screen test, so they had all the kids, whatever. And so it was my turn, and they're like, "How does the toothpaste make you feel?" I'm like, "It makes me happy." And they're like, "Next." They were like, "Next." And it was like this nerdy girl that got it, and she was on TV. But I was like, "Motherfucker!" Like, I don't know.
No,
I hate brushing my teeth.
You know what hits the roof of your mouth? It's the ginger.
Oh, okay. Is there ginger in that one?
You ever go to? See, I knew it.
So
good call. I really saved it.
Pineapple, serranos, apple, ginger, and lemon.
You ever go to a sushi place and get a little ginger and wasabi? the ginger hits the top.
Yeah, ginger's a great.
See what
I
I'm
love
saying?
ginger. Yeah, especially.
Yeah,
in
I
sushi.
try to add ginger to everything that I feel is gonna taste right.
This is almost as spicy as the spice. What was the other spicy one?
Habanero.
That's almost equivalent. I
Oh,
think.
the fire right here.
Well, the serrano's not as spicy, right? Habanero is definitely spicier.
Yeah, habanero's got the higher.
Whatever that.
Yeah, it's a little spicier, but it just depends on how many you put in there too.
This one has more rooftop action.
Yeah, I like it. We're creating a new description. If you like your rooftop tingled, buy this one.
Yeah. That was good.
If you want your libido, have a black. Was it
black?
Yeah.
That
like
one was
you
good.
said, right?
I like
Yeah.
I think this one had the most flavor, like overall flavor. You know, like easy
Interesting.
sipping.
Yeah.
And then this one was more of a kind of an eye opener. This one.
So
That
this
one's
one's my favorite.
That one's the morning one. Oh, what's that one?
This one's my favorite. You gonna try this one?
All right, let's try.
So this is the hearty mix.
Good thing I brought a lot of glasses here.
I should have brought you some other stuff. This one has the beets, watermelon, cucumber, ginger, lemon,
That sounds good right now.
and mint.
You can smell the cucumber right away. The cucumber's good. Mint, right? Is it mint?
Yeah, you get the mint at the end.
Yeah.
Nice little refresher.
It's cucumber first, mint last.
Can you taste the beets?
Yeah, that's good.
Beets
Yeah, a little bit.
beets are kind of subtle. Like if you get a salad, like sometimes places will put beets on a salad and you kind of get it.
Yeah.
But I'm just trying to think of the sweetness of a beet.
You know, I still got this one in my mouth. I'm sorry.
There we go.
Because it's got the top of
I
it.
can't get this one out of my mouth.
That's why you got to drink it in the morning, like first thing in the morning, right? To get that little pop, the little zing.
That pop, little boom.
I think if I'm going to sell this, and I'm going to tell your fans or your supporters for the zing, it's this one.
That one.
Yeah.
Oh.
The aqua blue.
The aqua blue.
If you're going to drink something in the morning,
Have that.
it's this one right here.
And what's the night?
telling
What's the one at night when you're chill and you just want to have like a good
Okay, yeah.
after dinner?
You have another cup?
One last cup.
Last cup.
Last
There you
cup.
go, last cup. So this is pink.
Pink.
That's gonna like a relaxer, also slash mixer.
This has got watermelon on.
Mhm.
There we go.
Well, a couple of them have watermelon in them, but that one's probably like the more.
Yeah, this one's smooth.
That's like
Oh,
a hot
watermelon, strawberry, and mint
Oh yeah, that one's a go-to.
This one's kind of a little bit thicker than that.
because of the strawberry.
Yeah, that's the one you got to add like a gin or a like a white rum to and get your party on. Maybe Tito's.
That one's the smoothest.
So I've heard.
So you heard. That's right.
That one was real smooth going down. The watermelon's good.
Yeah, that's your nightcap right there.
Yeah, that one was good.
There's a lot of hot thirsty people watching this episode going like, what the hell is this? What did I sign myself up for? I gotta get teased the whole time.
Well, you know, I before we leave, I just want to share something too.
Sure.
I met this individual at the pop-up today. He came up to me and said, "Oh man, these are really good." He's like, "Do you cater parties?"
Oh,
And I'm like, I said, "No, I never thought about it." I was like,
yeah.
"No." He's like, "Because what if I have a party with 200 people,
Like a mocktail or
like
something?
a mocktail,
Yeah.
and kind of do little mixers?" And I was like, "Interesting. Never thought about that.
Yeah.
Maybe it's a new avenue to try. I don't know." But that was it. I just thought that was interesting. He's like, "You should think about that." Because like, I'm gonna have a party and we'll get together and we'll talk. I was like, "Oh, okay."
Yeah. Well, one thing that you pick up, I mean, again, it just bad lifestyle, but when you go to bars, like there's one in the Prune Yard, the Mexican restaurant, I don't remember the name, but I wanted, at least from my memory, is that one thing that made their margarita stand out was that they had like a nice strawberry puree. And so like that is always like one thing with like mixers is like you either do it like real cheap and it tastes like exactly what you're expecting, and then you get like, or you get really nice ones, and then it all stands out. And we've kind of entered this world of like the craft cocktail or whatever, so that's where these would lend themselves, especially when you kind of have like, I don't think I've had a green, like I like green juices, so green could be a lot of different things, but then you start to like spice it up with a certain sort of alcohol or whatever liquor, and then you kind of have that like that whole experience is way better than it was before. So I can see it. You'd probably just want to probably partner with somebody that's already in the craft cocktail area, just to kind of be like, okay, this one, because like somebody told me the other day, like mezcal is a big tequila right now, or style. And then some guy, I was like, oh, do you guys have mezcal? He's like, no, in Mexico that's like the shit cactus. They're like, or whatever. And I'm like, I didn't hear about this. Like, I'm over here ordering this stuff and paying hella money. So it's like, okay, let me talk to the right guy, because this guy clearly doesn't want to sell me this thing. So yeah. But I like it. If you get in that space, I mean, you probably could make good money there too. I mean, at this point, it's about sharing your product, right? And like, I love the, like you said, the philanthropy and all the good things that you're doing with it. But the other point is like, you got to do what's right for you guys. And if you can get into like a way different space and bring it to people's attention, like look at how like, you know, certain things like Tito's and White Claws and all this kind of stuff like blew up. This is wherever you could blow up, man. So I like where your journey's going. So keep doing it, man.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah,
appreciate it.
Yeah.
All right, let's wrap this up. Thank you for sharing your deliciousness with Rob. You're gonna check in tomorrow with Rob.
You'll be coming to the Bay soon.
Hey, look, when you come down to the Bay, hit me up and I'll get you a sample of every one that we have.
Oh, there we go.
So as soon as I get off the rooftop action or
I like rooftop action.
Other people are gonna say that. Watch. Other people are gonna say that about this
rooftop action.
Just change it to rooftop action.
I'm gonna put that somewhere in the intro. Rooftop action. They'll be like, "Who did you have on the podcast?" Some questionable, whatever. All right. Well, episode I think it's 19. Drink tokens. Thank you to our special guest, Pressed by Fredo. Go out there, jump on the LinkedIn, not LinkedIn, Instagram. Linktree. Click the Linktree, get the menu, place your order. Let's make it happen.
There you go.
Awesome.
All right.
Get some customers.
There we go. All right, y'all. Peace.
Peace out.
The fifth of him because there ain't no joke. fifth of him because I